Now, Russia's foreign ministry says its troops stationed in South Ossetia are on high alert as reports continue of further shelling from across the border in Georgia. In a day of developments in the region, the South Ossetian president sacked his prime minister and dissolved the government. Eduard Kikoytri says the premier was dismissed for health reasons. Now, Igor Piskunov, our correspondent, is in the capital Tskhinval for us. Igor, hello there. So Russia is again responding strongly to what it calls Georgian provocations. How tense are things on the ground?
Well, hello, Yulia, and I have to say the tensions are rising because we continue to hear these reports from South Ossetian authorities about mortar attacks coming from the Georgian side of the border. The last such report we heard on Monday night, and if this report is true, and the report says that no injuries were reported, but if it is true, then this isn't the first such incident in the last week, because according to Russia's defense ministry, Georgian troops have been attacking South Ossetia using mortar fire since July 29th. And Moscow says that if these provocations will continue, then it would have to use force to protect South Ossetians, Russian troops working in the region, and Russian citizens. Since nearly 80% of South Ossetians carry Russian passports, Moscow would have to protect them from Georgian aggression. Let's listen to a representative of Russia's foreign ministry.
The situation is really worrying as provocation from the Georgian side continues on the eve of the first anniversary of the August 2008 events. Due to this, Russian army units and frontier guards stationed in South Ossetia have been put on alert. The most important thing at the moment is to avoid any escalation and turn exchanges of fire into bigger conflicts. We have been and will do everything to ensure that.
Just several days are left before exactly 1 year since Georgia invaded South Ossetia last August, and this period of time is surely not enough for mental wounds to heal. And I have to say that despite Russia's military presence in South Ossetia, many locals fear that they would have to live through last year's nightmare once again. And for more about the situation in South Ossetia and in its capital Tskhinval, here's this report I prepared earlier. After nearly a year since violence ripped through the South Ossetian capital Tskhinval, tensions are rising once again. Nearly 4,000 Russian troops have been legally based in South Ossetia and Abkhazia after the two republics signed deals on cooperation and protection with Moscow. But despite these measures, some locals are still worried.
A lot of residents in Tskhinval have left the republic after the shelling, because the mere thought that another war will start is terrifying. A lot of people have left the republic together with their children.
On August the 8th, 2008, Georgia attacked South Ossetia, leaving many without a home or loved ones. The assault was only stopped when Russia's 58th Army stepped in, fulfilling peacekeeping obligations and protecting Russian citizens in the republic, since nearly 80% of South Ossetians carry Russian passports. Many analysts say the actions shattered Georgian President Mikhail Saakashvili's dream of his country joining NATO.
It was clear right after Saakashvili's attack against South Ossetia that Georgia would not be a NATO member anytime soon, or at least until he is in power in Georgia. Because basically neither Germany nor France nor any other country, none of them want a conflict with Russia, a really dangerous conflict because of the whims of a political leader somewhere in Transcaucasus.
Shortly after the fighting ended, Moscow recognized the independence of South Ossetia and Abkhazia, despite international criticism.
Yeah, Igor, is the South Ossetian president's decision to dismiss his prime minister connected with what's happening?
Well, it's hard to say because the official version behind the dismissal of the prime minister is his health. And several sources say here in South Ossetia that the prime minister complained about his health several times and asked to be taken off this job. And we were able to speak with the republic's president, Eduard Kikoytri, who said that he's actually planning to transfer more power to the government. Let's listen to what the president had to say.
I'm ready to grant the parliament and the government more powers. I think the new government will act more actively and it will solve problems more effectively. I support the criticism by my people and agree with it.
The dismissal of the prime minister means that a new government has to also be put together, and this can only be possible after a new prime minister is also put in place. And according to South Ossetian authorities, until that happens, the current government will continue to fulfill its duties.
All right, Igor Piskunov reporting there live from Tsinval. Igor, many thanks.